Big drop, drop. Oh, oh, oh. Yes. Yes. Woo. 3 times bodyweight deadlift. Damn. That's my client Katie, and that's 180 kilograms on that bar. She weighs 60 kilos, and that places her now as an elite level deadlifter. And here is how we did it. There is no doubt that when Katie started working with me, she was damn strong and was no stranger to hard work. But she was a messy lifter. Her ego was getting in the way of her progress, and she needed the direction, the accountability more than anything. At her first competition with me, she wanted to try 180. Said she wasn't ready for it, and she would probably get red lights. Needless to say, I respected her choice. I did my bit. And look, if a lifter is doing their first competition and they genuinely think they can give it a good crack, then why the hell not? That little reality check is gonna benefit her in the long run. Check this out, strong as hell, but at this point, her legs are basically just decoration. She'd rip the bar off the floor with her hips shooting up and kind of just hope for the best. Coordination here is just non-existent. Rather than getting in her own head about it, I came up with a plan for us. Katie needed this. She needed that massive wake-up call, and from that point on was more dialed in and more committed than ever. I helped her understand that red lights at competition is just data. We devised a plan together, which might seem a little bit crazy to the average lifter, but Katie and I do not do average. Drop 5 kilograms of body weight safely and lift 3 times body weight to competition standard. I prescribe snatch grip deficit deadlifts. Wide grip drops the bar a little bit lower. Standing on that deficit drops it lower again. Now she physically cannot start with her hips high. She's forced into a wedge position, and her upper back is holding tension through a longer range for a longer period of time. That's the whole point here. It wasn't about lifting more weight, it's just buying time under tension in the exact position that she was collapsing in. More importantly, it is damn fucking hard. This variation, if you've never done it before, is not for the faint-hearted. We're talking 10 sets, 5 reps, 5-second eccentric, which is the lowering phase to the floor, 3 minutes rest in between. But the important thing here was teaching Katie discipline at the bar, proper mental resilience, and really understanding actual hard work within the sport of powerlifting. Even though she had a whinge every single week and probably called me every name under the sun, but she still locked in and she still gave the hard graft. Next, we had to address this lockout. Everyone gets this wrong at first. The lockout fails, off they pop, and people tend to go and do a lot of barbell hip thrusts and hip strengthening exercises. Time and a place for everything. They then come back and their lockout still fucking sucks because hips were never the problem. Her upper back was giving up. Shoulders would still roll forward. The bar would drift away from the body. Now the bar's an inch further out. The lever is longer, and now the hips are trying to fight to complete a rep, which is miles away. Absolutely no chance. Strong hips can't fix a bad bar path. And that leads me into the bit which nobody likes to film, the work capacity. Katie built up to handling a larger amount of volume than she's normally used to. Good. Okay, and again, let's go. That's where the pain tolerance comes from. Not the magic motivation button, repetition. Guys, building work capacity and your relationship with pain tolerance genuinely takes time. But if Katie was programmed 3 sets of 15 reps on a seated row, I would get every single fucking rep with full range of motion, pushing that final set close to failure every single time. This is what hard work looks like. And before anybody brings up recovery, halfway through this process, I gave Katie a full week off of training and full rest. The very idea of this terrified her, which says a lot about her work ethic. Normally, this isn't necessary. However, every lifter is not the same, and we are going for a 3 times bodyweight deadlift, 5 kilos lighter than what she weighed a few months before. It's case by case. Katie has a son, a partner, a full-time job. She's a busy mum, doing school runs, and has family commitments. I didn't want physiological fatigue and stress from life. I didn't want her mental health to decline, so she ended up burnt out. So we made sure that family time, her sleep, her fluids, her food intake was all accounted for and all regulated. Katie understood the assignment. Last weekend, we tested this newfound strength in my home gym, and she pulled 3 times her own body weight to competition standard. Big drop, drop. Oh, 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 yes, yes. Woo. Nice. Our next move is to set some British records in the women's under 60 kilos weight class at her next qualifier competition in October.